What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, coming back to Rolling Quartz. Yes, indeed, Rolling Quartz fans feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-bobbity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Charles B, and this is actually one of Charles B's 3 prioritized requests for the month of March for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Charles. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Charles wanted to see me react to this. It is Rolling Quartz with a tune called Rock and Roll Paradise. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, what the, are you serious that this is that song? I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. As always, Charles has given me a little bit of an intro to read to all of you, so here we go. So far, several of the tracks that you have reacted to from Rolling Quartz have come from their first EP released from 2022, Fighting. This is where tracks like their cover of Maya's Azalea, Higher, Holler, and the reaction you did last month for their song Delight came from. Now it's another cut from the same EP called Rock and Roll Paradise. The music video being used for this reaction has a bit of a backstory. It was posted on their official YouTube channel on June 2nd, 2021, as a collaboration with 6 days, spelled with the number 6 where the S should be. Yeah, 6 days. There you go. A Korean brand company. But shortly after they unlisted the video, no explanation was given. Then sometime later, a second music video version was reportedly produced and seemed to be only viewable exclusively through some Korean VR app. You want to watch it? You gotta download our app for $5.99. Yeah, I see how it goes. I originally wanted to request Rock and Roll Paradise a while back for you to react to, but out of respect for the band's apparent wishes, I held off since this video became unlisted for a while. Eventually, after some time, and fortunately for all of us, they brought this original version back to public view on YouTube. And so here we are. One last thing. One last thing. Please note that the first 15 seconds are totally silent, so don't go thinking there's an issue with the video file or that your sound went bad. It's all good. Good to know. Thanks for the heads up, actually. I appreciate that. Otherwise, I'd be sitting here freaking out going, what's wrong with my computer? Okay. Let's see. This was posted by Rolling Quartz Official, and the video has 79,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Rock and Roll Paradise by Rolling Quartz. No idea what any of that says. That's all right. All right. Let's do this!
All right, boy, let's do this!
The first 15 seconds are dead quiet. So don't freak out, everybody. It's going to be okay. Charles promises it's going to be okay. Okay. Clean. Using both. Okay. It's cute. Guitar solo here. I think we might be getting a guitar solo coming up here. Okay. No complaints. I got no complaints about this at all. But I'm also not going to sit here and blow things out of proportion and pander and be like, oh, this is the most amazing song I've ever heard in my life. No, it's not. Not even close. But it is solid. It's solid across the board. Everything I've heard so far from everybody, really nice, solid, clean playing from the guitar players. Bassist thumping it out, really good. I like it. Right on, locked in with the drummer. The drummer, probably the most impressive performer out there. Switching up between the straight time and the double time, and when going to the double time, utilizing the snare on the downbeats and on the upbeats. I've heard her use both. Snare on 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've also heard her with the snare on and as well. So, I mean, she's flipping between both very tastefully. And then, of course, switching between straight time and double time as well. Very nicely done. Some nice fills from her, too. Vocally, sounds good. Sounds solid. No overuse of vibrato. Clear diction. I got no problems with it. Nothing. Seriously, I got no complaints. None. It's fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Am I enjoying it? To some extent, yes, I am. I mean, it's definitely got some energy and drive behind it without question. And I know when it comes to South Korean bands like this, they're never gonna be heavy. They're not, because that's not the demographic. They're gonna write songs and they're gonna come up with a playing style that's gonna be definitely more pleasing to the ear when it comes to their target demographic, and that's fine. I'm gonna be honest with you though. I think this song could be heavier, and I'll bet you if they did make it heavier, I think it would sound better. I really do. Especially in the guitars. I think the guitars need to thicken up a little bit. That's just me. That's just my own personal feeling. That's just how I personally feel about it. But everything else across the board is just fine as it is. And even the guitar tone, for what it is in the scope of things, knowing everything that I don't know everything about it, knowing the little that I do know about this style of band in South Korea and the type of music that South Koreans like, I get it. I get it. I understand why they're doing what they're doing. I totally understand. Anyway, let's get back into this. Let's finish it off and we'll get to the review. Whoa, 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 whoa. 6-8, huh? And right back to 4-4 again. Okay. That was nice. That was okay. There we go. Now she's belting it. Nice. Cool. Like I said, I really don't have any complaints. This is a personal preference. I would have liked the guitars to have been, a little thicker, a little heavier, but that's just me. That's just how I personally feel. But everything I heard from them across the board, solid. Solid, solid, solid. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Rolling Quartz with Rock and Roll Paradise. This was a request from Charles B. And this was actually one of Charles B.'s 3 prioritized requests for the month of March for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Charles. Hope you enjoyed the show. Honestly, I already talked about everything I wanted to talk about during the review, during the reaction. So I'm going to hit some bullet points, obviously, just to kind of refresh everybody's memory. But I don't think this is going to be a long review. I think it's going to be a pretty short review, actually. Then again, I might go off on a tangent, and the next thing you know, we're here for 20 minutes. I'm going to try my best not to let that happen. I'm going to try to keep it under 10. My guess is it'll probably be shorter. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how this goes. Let's start with the score, and we'll go from there. On a scale of 1 to 10, I am going to give that an 8.1. Yep, 8.1. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, an 8.1. What does that mean? Well, an 8.1 would translate to a great scale rating. So overall, I think this was a great song. It would get 4 to 5 stars and an A- letter grade. Yeah, A-. So there you go, an 8.1, great skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. Okay, like I said during the reaction, everything across the board was solid. I wouldn't say anything was all that mind-blowing. I wouldn't say anything was all that impressive. But across the board, everything was really good. The guitar playing, clean, accurate. No bleed over, no dirt. Playing together when they would play together, it was right together. No differentials between attacks. So yeah, no issues with the guitar playing whatsoever. I made the comment that I wish the guitars had been a little bit thicker and a little bit heavier. That's just me. I understand why their sound is the way it's designed. I get it. More appealing for their demographic, more acceptable by their demographic, and it is what it is. So I understand that. And I don't hold it against them. I'm just saying for my own personal taste, I really kind of wish it was a little bit heavier. But that's all right. That didn't affect the score. Don't freak out, everybody. I promise it's gonna be okay. Bass playing. I love her tone. Very attack, prominent, which I was really happy about. It has the low end. Again, it could be thickened up a little bit. It could be a little more bass EQ'd, but I mean, for the style of song that we've got here, and taking the guitar tones that we're dealing with and taking those into account as well, I understand why they EQ'd the bass the way they did. So I get it. I totally get it. I don't disagree with it. I'm just saying, personally, again, if the guitars were heavier, I would definitely like a little more of a rounder, warmer tone out of the bass. Drums, yeah, she was putting in work, switching between straight time and double time. And when she would go to double time, utilizing the snare attacks on downbeats in some sections and upbeats on others. Really smooth transition there. I liked that. Vocally, everything she sang sounded really good. Pretty reserved through pretty much the entire song until we got to the end, where she decided to belt it out. So, I mean, that was nice. And when she did belt it out, it sounded really good. Really good. So I got no issues with anything I heard from her. Songwriting, it's not complex. It's pretty simple. The chordal progression, it's easy to follow. It makes perfect sense. It sounds good to the ears, very pleasing. And very relatable and very memorable. I mean, it's one of those songs where you'll hear it and you'll recognize it right away. So, smart songwriting. No issues there whatsoever. Honestly, I was really... when I did my first pause, I had already had a score in my mind, but it wasn't an 8.1. It was like 7.8, maybe 7.9, somewhere in there. I didn't see any reason to bump it up into the great scoring range, honestly. Because everything across the board was just solid. It was really good across the board. And then I pushed play after the first pause, and I was treated to a very nice surprise. Switching gears from 4/4 to 6/8 for the guitar solo. Nice touch. Way to freshen things up. Way to move out of just standard 4/4 time across the board. Way to reinvest the listener. That was nice. That was really good. I absolutely got re-engaged when that happened. And then the guitar solos were really nice to boot. And as soon as the guitar solos were over, we didn't stay in 6/8 the whole rest of the song like a lot of other bands would do. Oh no. As soon as the guitar solo was over, boom, right back to 4/4, right back to where we left off. It's like taking a detour. You could drive this straight line, and that's, nothing wrong with driving a straight line. It's perfectly fine. Or you could hit here, take the scenic route, little detour, and then we continue on from where we left off. I like that. That was really slick. I got to give them credit for that. Absolutely. And that's why I decided to bump them out at the 7.8, 7.9 range. I had to give it to them, man. I had to. I had to bump them up into the 8s. And that's how they ended up getting that 8.1. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have an 8.1, which is a great scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.